what is the difference between like electrolyte intake needed to maintain adequate hydration status and electrolyte balance as a like chronic keto dieter versus somebody eating a healthy amount, what you would consider of carbohydrates? Like, what's the differential?
It's night and day. And I would argue, and people in the keto community may find issue with this, but I think that it's pretty difficult to debate, that sometimes in long-term ketosis, you cannot fix that electrolyte balance. You cannot really get there unless you give your body an insulin signal at the level of the kidney to hold on to those minerals.
Have you seen that study with the guy, I forget his name, it might have been like Angus, and he fasted for over a year and lost like hundreds of pounds?
Oh, yeah.
That guy, I forget if he was supplementing with electrolytes or not.
Well, he was in a hospital, so right, they can give him IV.
Right.
You know, I mean, an IV is like, we're talking oral, right? Resorption at the level of the kidney. If you give somebody IV minerals, yeah, you can correct that. But
I don't know if he was given, like, I guess he would have been.
he was monitored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then when you're getting enough carbohydrates, I mean, the electrolytes just sort themselves out.
Right.
I mean, I probably eat. So in the morning, I eat a grass-fed burger or heart or liver, and in the evening I'll have the same thing, and a lot of carbohydrates and raw milk in between during the day, probably on the order of 3,500 calories a day for me now. And I only salt the burgers in the morning and nights. When I eat meat, I salt it, but that's the only salt I have. So the salt intake is very moderate for me now, and I don't do electrolyte supplements. I don't do any potassium or magnesium supplements, and I don't get cramps. The potassium's better, the magnesium's better, the levels in my blood are better, the hormones are better, the sleep is better, the palpitations are gone. I don't get muscle cramps at all. So,
Okay. So, is there utility to a keto diet long term though for anyone? Just out of curiosity, like, or is it something that you think everyone should cyclically be implementing carbs to drive like nutrient partitioning pathways?
So there are these kids, right, who have really bad epileptic disorders.
Yeah.
And I think in some people with advanced stage dementia, a ketogenic diet does employ alternative energy pathways.
Yeah.
But for the majority of people, I think long-term ketogenic diets are mostly harmful.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, that's an evolution for me. That's not how I felt originally. So that's something that I've changed my mind about for sure. And I think that even cyclic ketogenic diets, I'm not sure are beneficial for most humans. Like, I think that generally speaking, carbohydrates can be looked at molecularly, biochemically as a signal of abundance for humans. And I think it's fine to give your body signals of abundance if you want to be energetic, have vitality, have good recovery, have good sleep, have mental clarity, have libido consistently. So I think that when I see people employing ketosis, it's often at a cost that they're not really being honest about.